NPV and IRR, they do recognize the time value money. Okay, so put it simply, the NPV is the sum of all the present values of all the relevant cash flows connected with the project. Let's look at it in more detailed way. There are four steps to calculate NPV. The first step is to define the annual cash flows. So obviously, if you have a profit is not cash flows, you will need to transfer it to cash flow. So when money comes in, it's so-called inflows. Inflows are positive. When money goes out, for example, when you pay something, it's so-called outflows. Outflows are negative. For the second stage, you will need to decide the discount rate. So we can even have full lecture about the discount rate because normally it's difficult to estimate in real life. For example, even for the same company, it will have different interest rate on different debt insurance due to different purposes. But in this module, we can use WACC, the weighted average cost of capital, to estimate the discount rate. And for the third step, you discount all the future cash flows to present value. Okay, so what we are focusing on is the present value. Okay, so that's why you will need to discount all the future value to present value. So you can either use the PV table or to calculate the discount factor. And then you combine all the annual present values and then to give the net present value. Okay, so net present value is NPV method. So put it simply, so consider now. Okay, so what we are looking at is what the value of the future value. So for example, for year one, you have this big of value, you have this big of cash flow, and you want to know what is the worth of the year one present value. Okay, so similarly for year two, you have a cash flow generated by year two, then you want to understand, so what's the present value of year two and year three. So it's always better that we use an example of the application of the PV method. So we just assume, so we don't need to calculate, we assume there's a discount rate of 14%. And now it's today, right? So you need to spend some money to make the investment. So let's assume the money that you spend on for today is 40,000. And then for year 1, 2, 3, 4 is the annual net cash inflow. So it's 16,000 for year 1, 2, 3 and 12,000 for year 4. Let's assume that the investment outlay is correct, but this, however, they are not necessarily 100% correct. So they are based on your projection, based on your estimation. So basically, we can draw a graph like this. So 0 is now, then this is year 1 end, year 2 end, year 3 end, and year 4 end. So now you spend 40,000 to initiate this project, all right? So either buy something or you simply just spend something. And you write down the year-end estimated annual cash inflow. For year 1 is 16,000, for year 2 16,000, year 3 16,000, and the last year is 12,000. So that the discount rate, or this can be also called the required rate of return or hurdle rate, so it's 14,000. So first you discount year 1 cash flows into now, right? So the present value of 16,000 is calculated like this, all right? Then it's I just show you the result, so it's 14,000 something. Then for the second one, you should need to discount, right? So basically a more accurate method is to discount year 2 to year 1, then from year 1 to year 0. Because year 0 to year 1, from year 1 to year 2, the discount rate is identical, right? So you can simply write the discount formula like this. And similar for year 3 is like this, and year 4 is like this. So remember, year 4 we have estimated cash inflow of 12,000, so that's why it's 12,000 here. Then the present value is here. Then now you can calculate the NPV of this project. is 4,252. Alright, so we know the NPV calculation method. Then the next thing we want to know is the decision rule. So we understand from this table, when NPV is positive, for example, 150, 45, they are good. But however, when NPV is negative, it's not good. Do not do that. So put it simply, the decision rule, where the NPV of the project is positive, you accept the project. Where the NPV of the project is negative, you should reject the project. And where the NPV of the project is 0, right? So the project is acceptable, but however, there's no surplus to the shareholders or the owners. Let's still use this case. If you want to accept this positive NPV project, so this means that if everything goes well, if your estimation of the future cash flows are good, after 4-year period, then market value of this company should increase by the NPV amount, should increase by 4,252. So still remember the decision rule. You should accept the positive NPV value project.